Hello and welcome to Lifetime on Cork, the podcast where we discuss your favorite made-for-TV movies. Whether you love to hate watch or hate yourself for loving them, pour up a glass of your favorite cocktail and join us. I am your host, Patrick Serrano, and my guests today are...
I am Drew Current.
I'm Farr.
Yes, you are.
It's me.
We're
Farr.
back.
We're back.
Back again.
Yeah, 2020.
2020.
Can't keep us out of your ear.
That's right. Hopefully you've caught up with all our Christmas episodes that we released.
Whew.
It's a lot of them.
That was a lot.
So
we did it, though.
You know, if you haven't caught up on them, don't feel bad.
Don't feel bad.
It was a lot.
There's 25 of them.
Right. But, you know, I promised we'd be back in February. It is now February, and we are back here today to talk about more Lifetime movies, because they never stop.
They don't ever stop.
This is the thing. We took a break, but Lifetime definitely did not take a break.
She works hard.
There was some wild movies that came out.
Yeah.
Some we're not covering them, but it was like there was one with like a Hollywood like celebrity, but they were like a killer as well.
Oh.
There was like a nurse who was totally crazy and killing everyone.
A deadly nurse.
I think she was a psycho nurse.
Psycho nurse.
Psycho nurse.
My nana's a nurse.
Oh well, she's probably in this movie.
She's probably a psycho.
She would never.
But no, we are back. Lifetime came out of the gate this year, 2020, with more ripped from the headlines.
Yes.
Yeah.
They came swinging.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like,
well, there's a lot of
lot of true crime.
A lot of bad things that are happening all the time.
Well, I didn't realize that these were ripped from the headlines because I don't pay attention.
Right.
And I was like, oh, these are true stories because they seemed like Lifetime stories.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And you're like wait,
how?
this was real though?
Yeah.
And for some of them that we're covering, we're only covering like the first like four of them. I don't know. We might cover more because there's one with Christy Alley that I'm like, oh, I kind of need to cover that one because I love Christy Alley.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. It's more like a quality thing, like, you know.
Right.
Because you can only talk about true crime things for so long. If you want to listen to true crime, listen to a true crime podcast.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
Because we're not that.
No.
Okay? Like, we are surface level. We are taking these movies at face value. And, you know, as we always say, as our disclaimer, we are making fun of the movie, not the actual crime.
The crime that happened.
Or the victims of the crime or the killer. I mean, we might make fun of the killer, probably.
Oh, we'll definitely make fun of
the killer for sure.
But, you know, so it's going to get serious.
Yeah.
But, like, not that serious.
No, it's not.
You know, sorry.
It'll get deadly.
Before we jump into the movie that we're covering today, we have business time, of course.
Business.
Is business.
It's time for business. So we got a lot of nice reviews over the holiday season.
Very
Thank
nice.
you so much for writing reviews. You can write a review by going to Apple Podcasts and writing a review. It's just that easy.
Yeah, just boom, bam.
So I brought one today. Tayshawn, you can read it because I'm dyslexic and I can't read. So we'll go with this one. It was on December 12th.
Okay, I'm blind AF.
Oh, it's very small writing.
December
So, well,
12th.
we're a dynamic duo.
Great lineup for the 2019 holiday season. One every day in December. Y'all are hilarious.
Yay!
Yeah, we are.
I did it.
We are.
You did it.
Aren't we
I did
just the
it.
most?
5 stars.
Nice.
No emojis.
Well,
but 5 stars.
that's fine.
And I'm cool with that. And actually, I'm cool with this handle. Cool story, bro. Cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro.
Actually, I think it might be Bure.
Bro.
Buro.
Maybe it's bra.
Bure. Cool story, bro.
Bro.
Bro. Whatever. Cool story, bro. I'm just gonna keep saying it.
Cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro. Anyways, write a review. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Moving on to the movie we're covering today. It's the first movie of the Lifetime Ripped from the Headline series. It is called Stolen by My Mother, the Kamiyah Mobley Story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Stolen by my mother.
Based on a true story, obviously. It stars Niecy Nash. You know Niecy Nash.
Niecy Nash. Oh, yeah.
From Reno 911 and
Claus.
Yeah.
Claus. Oh, I love her
Yeah.
in that one.
Everything. She's good.
Yeah.
She's so great.
Also stars Rayven Ferrell.
She feels familiar.
Rayven Ferrell.
She played Kamiyah?
I believe so.
I think, yeah, she did. She kind of reminded me of Foxy Brown.
Huh.
Like, I was like, if Lifetime does a Foxy Brown
movie?
biopic,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
this woman has to play her.
I actually really liked her.
Me too. I
And
thought she
Niecy
was good.
together. I thought they had
She's
great
not
chemistry.
on the thing. She's not on IMDb.
Oh, Rayven Ferrell, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think she's also pretty new.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. Sorry.
As she call it?
It's Raven.
It's Raven.
That's
first
so
of all.
Raven. All right. Also starring Taronda Jones.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Her.
Something we should talk about this movie before we even start is that this movie was the first movie that came out in January, but also the highest rated Lifetime movie since Meghan and Harry the Royal Wedding.
Oh.
So since like 2018,
Wow.
All right.
it's the highest with 2 million views at the premiere,
Good job.
which
Yeah.
is pretty good for a TV movie.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
pretty good.
A true life one.
Yeah.
I remember when you sent me the list for this, I was like, that seems familiar because I'm sure I've seen it on like VH1 or MTV or like somebody
Oh,
covering that
the story.
story
Yeah.
in real time. I forget when this actually takes place.
It's like 94, I think, is when she's stolen.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then she gets found. Spoiler alert. She gets found probably around like 2016.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
I feel like I remember
Or
hearing
14,
about
2014.
This, like like 2014 or like before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true story, and you would recognize the story, Drew, if you saw like
Yeah.
because the Lifetime is airing like the movie, and then they do like a little documentary after.
Oh, yeah.
And Kamiyah was involved in the making of the movie and the documentary. It's a Robin Roberts production, so Robin Roberts isn't going to let any loose ends. She's going to tie
Sure.
all those bows up
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
because she is an actual reporter, unlike me. All right, so jumping into the movie, we start off. It is July 10th, 2014, and we see a young girl named Lexi. She's in a basement, and she's like with her boyfriend, and she's like very confused and upset. And he's
Yeah.
like, "What's wrong, Lexi?" And she's like, "I can't believe this happened."
Oh, no.
You
I
know?
like don't even know who I am. And you're
Yeah,
like,
she's very angsty,
Okay.
Yeah.
which is a theme from ripped from the headlines. Everyone's angsty in these.
oh, so
Yeah.
many
Okay.
angsty teens.
Yeah.
So many angsty teens. So then we flash to 16 years earlier, and we get a voiceover narration, and she's like saying like, "Oh, my mother, her name's Gloria, who's Niecy Nash," and she's like, she was trying to have a baby, but with her boyfriend Charles, and it wasn't working out.
Yeah, she like wanted to have this baby to like help man up her husband, which was weird.
Not a good choice.
There's
That's a
lots of,
very
like,
bad reason.
Cringy, like I'm gonna be a better man if you have my baby.
Right.
Types of like themes in here, and I was like,
What?
ugh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Overall, I'd say the movie favored Gloria in an interesting way.
oh yeah,
It's like, because this is the
Yeah.
woman who steals the baby.
Right.
And she is made out to be almost the protagonist of the movie.
yeah. I thought they had made some interesting choices, but so she,
So she's like, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah. So just get that in your mind.
Yeah.
So Gloria has a miscarriage, though. She like is pretty far along in her pregnancy, like showing she's a nurse. She works at a hospital, so she has like resources to help her through that. But like something like snaps in her brain. Like the movie kind of doesn't really depict this. I like inferred this myself, but I would imagine if you had a miscarriage and you're a nurse and you're like working she works in like the NICU with all the babies and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, okay,
There it is.
something's going wrong. So she pretends to still be pregnant. She doesn't tell anyone that she had a
Yeah.
miscarriage. She just like,
Oh, she just keeps
she
going on
keeps
with
going
it.
and
keeps going on with
pretends.
her life. It's scary.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
So she then she has like all the scrubs and stuff from work. So she drives to South Carolina and goes to a random hospital in another state, and she just walks into
like-
stop laughing. I'm trying to make this very suspenseful.
I know.
for
I'm
you.
just
Right?
like, I'm picturing like Ocean's 11 music playing.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That is totally what this movie is producing. Totally. No, it's very like suspenseful music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she like goes into like just a random like, hospital room, and she's like, I'm here to help you with the baby.
She sees this, like, so she's looking at the babies, right, through, like, the glass, but then she turns and then she sees, like, this, like, woman with a black baby, and she's just like,
Ah.
And you know what? I'm going to say that she wasn't, in the movie, they didn't portray her as being, like, I'm going to steal this baby. Like, this is my goal.
Right.
But, like, as you're watching it, you're just like, oh, okay, here you go. Here we go. And she sees, like, this, like, teen mom, essentially.
Teen mom,
Who
totally.
had just had a baby, and, like, she was so kind to her. She, like, put her feet up, massaged her legs.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, she gave her the gold star treatment.
Like if you had this nurse in your hospital when you had a baby, you're like, oh, this
Yeah.
woman's gonna really take care of me,
Mhm.
and she like works that angle. It was so manipulative, but
Yeah.
then like also the movie's like, oh, but she's a really nice person. She's like doing this for this person she's about to steal the baby for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just like, well, that's just like who she was. She's just so nice. And it was wild.
yeah. So she's like showing the woman how to like hold the baby and how to swaddle it and everything. She's like, I'm gonna take the baby back to the room, and I'll be back.
But then
And-
she was stopped.
Well, and she also has her purse with her too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this woman looks so suspicious.
Yeah.
Right.
But nobody was stopping her.
Yeah.
Leave your purse in the
A
car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a baby heist. Leave your purse in the car.
But she does get stopped, and like she's just like, oh well, yes, I'm in scrubs, so who cares?
I'm a nurse. Look
I'm
at
a
me.
nurse.
With
Duh.
my purse. I'm a nurse with my purse.
Yeah, I'm taking the baby to the NICU, and it's fine.
Yeah.
And she gets in her car, and she's like driving. She's very calm and collected. Like she's
Yeah.
not like looking around or like anything. She's not like crying or
Yeah, that's how you do
No,
it.
she was
That's how
like
you do it. You just get in your car. You
She
just
was
drive normally, and
committed
Boom.
to it. Like it was like nothing had really happened.
right.
brilliant.
So she basically raises this baby, and like there's stories everywhere about the kidnapping because this was like a huge national story, and it's like the baby is missing and radio, television, everything. And she just keeps like a story will come on and she'll like turn off the TV. The radio will come on and she'll like turn off the radio. And everyone's like, "Hey, I was watching that." All her family, because she lives with like her mom and her
dad. Yeah.
so the grandparents are there, and they were like, "Why didn't you tell us you had this baby? You just brought the baby
Baby
home?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
so, like,
I had it.
family, They were legitimately concerned.
So the family also still thought she was pregnant.
They think it's her baby, and she's
Yeah,
like,
they're
"I was
like-
at work and I had the baby.
No big deal.
I didn't call you guys because I was at work."
I didn't want to bother you guys.
And to be clear, I believe, did she have other kids?
I don't.
I think she had
I don't know.
2 older boys.
Okay.
Not with Charles. Her.
Yes.
Her
And
terrible
they didn't
husband.
live with her because the other husband got custody
Custody of them. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So this is not her first like baby,
Right.
which to me was like shocking. You're like, whoa.
Okay.
So
You already had it. Okay.
So it flashes pretty quickly through like her raising this baby and renaming it Lexi. She breaks it off with Charles because she's like, "You're a terrible deadbeat and I can't be with you. I don't
Yeah.
trust you with the baby."
Okay.
With my stolen baby.
Right. He almost let her get hurt, like the baby get hurt. He was like, I don't know, playing dominoes or some shit. And like the baby's like walking around, almost fell into like a fan or something. And she's like, you can't, my baby that I stole can't get hurt because I can't take it to the hospital.
Yeah. Like
Exactly. And
You
that's the crazy part. Like there's no birth certificate, there's no nothing.
Yeah.
So that is so crazy to think about. Like you can't do anything with
to
this
this
baby.
baby.
You can't put him
Right.
in daycare. You can't.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. So she took really good care of this baby. Like this lady was like a saint out of all the kidnappers. Like
hey.
Saint kidnapper. And,
Saint kidnapper.
that is what Lifetime's portraying. They're like, she did steal a baby from a woman.
She did
but like
kidnap
she
a
took really
baby.
good care of the baby and got rid of Charles when he almost chopped her with a fan.
yeah.
You know?
But she's getting rid of Charles because he's going to find out.
Right.
That's not yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think he would have cared though.
He wouldn't have cared, or he wouldn't have noticed. He'd been like, I don't know about birth certificates. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he was very uninvolved.
Right.
Yeah.
So we flash forward. We have teenage Lexi now.
Yeah.
And her mother is like everything. She's like head of the church.
Mm-hmm.
She is like fallen in love with the choir director. And she's like, you know, very much in the neighborhood and like very seen as like a pillar of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The choir man's name is Otsky.
Otsky.
I liked him.
I loved him. I loved the actor. I love like just his part in like the story.
Yeah. Because he was like really taking on that father role, like very serious.
Very serious. Otsky has a daughter already, and
Erica,
and she was just a little bit older than Alexis.
Yeah, so she's like the older sibling,
yeah.
you know, kind of like guiding Alexis through life and like keeping her positive and stuff because she's not really that angsty at this point. Like she's like smoking weed with her boyfriend sometimes.
Marijuana?
It felt like it came out of like nowhere. We got to get to the part where like,
Oh yeah, oh it's
Yeah.
so good.
So
Where they're by the river.
yeah.
You can just tell Drew about that part now.
So I don't know. Her mom tells her, right? Like, oh, well, why her mom tells her, I think is important. So Lexi is about 16, right? And so her mom spoils her. And she's like taking her out shopping. They go to the local diner. They're drinking milkshakes. The pregnant waitress comes over and she's just like, oh, when are you going to have your baby? And she's like, oh, this is my last day. And Alexis is like, can I have your job? Like, I really want to work. I'm 16. I can finally work. I want to make my own money. And her mom is like, no, you cannot have a job.
Oh, because
she can't get a job.
Because she's not technically a person.
Yeah.
Right.
And she's like, no. And she's like, oh, but Mom, I just really want a job. And you're like, oh my gosh, go ahead, get your money, girl.
I mean, that was me when I was 15. I was like, I am working at the pool. I am a lifeguard now, and I am a real adult.
So her mom's like, no. And then I guess she's like, yeah, or whatever. And Alexis gets a uniform. They go in the car to go home. And she's just like, she just spills the beans. Like, I would say Gloria was just not like a nasty person. Like, I think she just didn't know what else to do. And she's like, listen, I stole you. Like,
Yeah.
they're just in the car and she's like, she couldn't come up with any other excuse but to just tell her the truth right there, right
maybe
then.
I lost your birth certificate.
Right.
Or something.
Yeah.
But
But
no,
even that
I
you
stole
could just get a new one.
And she's just like,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even like blow up into a huge fight. I
Yeah.
think Lexi's just like, whoa, wait, huh?
What?
Can you just drive me home now? This is so awkward.
Yeah, she like runs out of the car and then runs to
I'm
this
currently
guy's house.
abducted. I'm abducted right
I'm
now.
abducted right now.
Yes.
She runs to this boyfriend. This is the first time we're seeing this like boyfriend or friend
Yes.
or whatever, and immediately starts doing drugs.
Yeah.
Like-
smoking fat blunts, having assy X.
Uh-oh.
And this is the scene in the beginning of the movie that we saw where she was like really upset.
Yeah.
But then she like, you know, self-medicates with like drugs and sex.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Immediately.
Oh no, she was a good kid. I was
Yeah,
not
out of
expecting
nowhere.
that to be like. But then it's Lifetime.
I don't know. I mean, if I found out I was stolen, I think the first thing I'd do is smoke a blunt and have sex, right?
That's what I do.
I don't know what I would do. I'd be like,
yeah.
can I leave?
Right.
Like,
It would be very strange.
it was very strange. But Lifetime, they just kind of like popped it into the next thing. It's like, oh, now she's a troubled kid.
Right. So then
You're
she's
like,
very
whoa.
troubled, and you're like, okay, Lifetime,
All right.
you went there. But
Okay.
I mean, this is based on a true story. So I guess Kamiyah has some type of, you know, involvement in it and wanted that included in the story.
Sure. It's
You know
just
what I
weird,
mean?
like with the timing of like, I could see it just be like cut to.
Yes,
Cut to.
totally. And then it's still making Gloria look like a good person for telling the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The movie is like very much on Gloria's side. And it's like, but
She's
no.
a kidnapper.
Right.
Great.
She kidnapped her.
Oh man, it's wild. So, they like Gloria tells Oatski, and he's like, how could you keep this secret from me?
He was pissed at
Yeah.
first.
He's like, you got to go to the cops. And she's like, we can't. She's like, you're going to get arrested too. And he's like, oh, wow.
He was like, hold up.
All right, I guess I'll keep this secret. And she convinces.
Why would he get it arrested?
I don't know.
I don't know. She basically convinces everyone in her family to keep the secret.
Just shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, see, he was loyal. I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
at first he was like, nah, I'm turning you in. Like, what would Jesus do? And then,
He would
like,
turn you into the
Exactly,
cops.
because they're people of the faith. So
Yeah.
he is like very much. But she somehow gets him to
He was
keep it a
loyal.
secret.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
okay.
she goes to find Lexi, now Kamiyah, with the boyfriend smoking blunts by
Yep.
the river. Okay,
Doobies
this was
by the river.
my favorite part because they have a huge emotional scene.
Yeah.
I didn't write down anything down about the scene content because as they're having the fight,
In
a
the
lazy
background.
river, people are coming down in
Down the
inner
river.
tubes past them on a lazy river.
With like a beer cooler or something floating behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, wait, what is that? Like,
It was so
I
distracting.
thought they were at a park, but then it was like, this is,
Yo, Ricky, toss me one of those beers.
Yeah.
it's like Drew's in the background.
Totally.
Anything
left in the
Drew, you didn't tell us you were an actor in this movie.
Oh yeah,
but
I forgot to tell you guys.
we
that.
found you, and you're such a star that you stole
You're
the
such
scene.
a star. I like don't even really remember what happened. in
They're
the
like
scene.
praying, they're like holding hands and praying and crying. It was very emotional. It was an incredibly emotional scene, but all I could see was the inner tubers floating by.
Yeah.
So
that's
we
hilarious.
have Shanra Mobley, the woman who the teen mom. She's
Okay.
now a grown woman, and she is the birth mother. Obviously,
Yeah.
She's like been looking for her baby ever since. You know,
Sure.
and it's like really sad
because that's weird, really weird.
And she saved like a slice of cake. She still celebrates Kamiyah's birthday, and she saves like a piece of cake and she freezes it. Do
Right.
you guys do that in like your families?
Like,
Because we
no.
in my family, like that's the thing. Like when I was a kid, a piece of cake, usually the part with like your name, or if you got like a picture of yourself on the cake, was always frozen and then like saved. I never ate it ever,
Right.
But like it was like just a thing we did. So she just had like bricks of frozen cake, and like
Yeah.
yeah.
And she does like
Well, I know you would do that for like wedding, like a wedding cake.
Yeah,
Right.
people do
I know
that for
people do that.
weddings.
but it's pretty
too,
much
but-
a cold case at this point. You know
Right.
what I mean? So Lexi / Kamiyah is stalking them on social media.
the
Somehow
internet.
she looks up like kidnapping cases, and then of course it's national news. It was very famous, so it comes up, and she's like, "Oh, that could be me." And late at night, she like calls up. I don't know how to say this name, Shannara, and hangs up. So now Shannara has the number.
Yeah,
her cell phone number.
She didn't even star 69 her.
Oh, okay.
She knew how to like find them on social media, but like didn't block the number and didn't say anything.
Right. So now Shannara calls back on Lexi's birthday, and she's like, "Happy birthday!" And Lexi's like, "Who is this? How do you know it's my birthday? What's going on? This is weird." And she just like hangs up again. But now they both know.
Yeah,
They
like,
know.
They know.
They
know.
know. When you know, you know.
So we flash to 12 months later. Lexi's having trouble sleeping, and she comes clean to her stepsister because Erica didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And Erica's like, we gotta go to the police. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, this is
ridiculous.
insane.
Like, she tells the police everything, and they come and basically get Kamiyah and do like a DNA test. And in my notes, I said, she's 100% that bitch.
Yes, she was.
She's Kamiyah.
she
Yeah.
is Kamiyah.
You know, you can't have a DNA test now without finishing it with 100% whatever it is.
Yeah.
So she's 100% Kamiyah. And then the police burst into Gloria's house. They take her into custody. And they take Alexis into custody too, right?
Wait, can we just talk about the scene? So like Gloria
Yeah.
is this nice dignified woman of Christ in the community.
Yes.
She's just making her tea in her leopard print moo hair is wrapped up. She's making her tea. She hears at the time because I live in Uptown, I also heard like cops, like police, like
Uh-oh.
so it was like double sirens, and I was like, is this happening in a movie?
Yeah, I know. Whenever you're like here in Chicago, whenever you hear
Yeah.
sirens on the TV, you would immediately assume it's
It's
outside.
outside, yeah. So I was like, but yeah, like they just like pull up. She makes her tea. They bust down her door. Like
They bust it down.
they
Yes.
bust it down.
That's
It's just
ridiculous.
her and her,
It's intense.
her cheetah print moo and she's just like hands up, like okay, like this is fine. Like I knew this was gonna happen.
Eventually.
And then they do the same to Kamiyah and her boyfriend, but they're like in the midst of like doing it or whatever.
Smoking weed and having sex.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Her favorite pastime.
Her favorite pastime, and they like bust into his place too, and he's like, "Why are you busting into my place?"
Why did you
Oh,
break the
it was
door? I
great.
would have just answered.
I loved when they got sassy with the police because I was like, 100% correct.
Right?
Like,
Like,
this is way overkill.
This is what are you guys doing?
she was not up for trial.
No.
Like,
She's like, I'm the victim here. You can't like bust into my boyfriend's house and like take me at gunpoint. Like that's not happening today.
yeah.
They were like at gunpoint.
Well,
Basically,
I don't. Yeah,
they like
pretty much.
busted in with like 8 people for no reason,
Okay.
and like the detective that worked on her case from when she was stolen as like a child, like steps out of the crowd and he's been like, "I've been looking for you for 17 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Your parents are waiting for you, young lady." And she's like, "I don't know them. I don't
Yeah.
know if I want
I
to be
don't
involved
know.
with this."
It's yeah. This is like a little too much. I know this is a Lifetime movie, but me, the actress,
Right.
is stopping the scene. They left the cameras rolling and they left it in the movie.
yeah.
So at the police station, Gloria's like, "I'm sorry, you know."
Sorry sorry about that.
She'll have an opportunity now to embrace her bonus family. So,
Yeah.
like, really, I'm giving her a gift.
Yeah. Yeah, Gloria was like, "Be nice to your like family." And she was like encouraging her to like get to know.
No one
her,
ever
like,
died
true
from too
bathroom.
much love.
Yeah, no one ever died from too much love.
Oh, that's so true.
She's saying all this stuff, and I'm like, again, it's making Gloria look like a
saint.
like a saint here.
Yeah, I was like, "Gloria, you gonna be okay, girl."
Like, that's such great advice. Thanks, Gloria.
Thank you, Gloria.
You're the best, Gloria. I love you.
Gloria Loki is the best.
I know, right?
It's upsetting.
You're a kidnapper.
I
You
know.
kidnapped someone's child.
But Lexi doesn't see it that way. She's like, "You better take care of my mom in jail, and she needs her reading glasses
That's
because if she doesn't, she gets migraines." And they're like taking her away, and she's like saying all this stuff about Gloria, like how to take care of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very
It was-
interesting.
Okay, sure.
So Lexi / Kamiyah lawyers up, and then she gets like hounded by the press. There's, everybody's all obsessed about the story.
Right.
All I said lawyer. Fine.
Oh,
Who played that lawyer?
I don't
'Cause
know.
Apparently, I thought he was fine.
You gotta note it.
N-N-E.
You gotta note it
Lawyer
when it happens. So she's like living with her grandparents now, and like she has to like visit the birth mother,
Yeah.
and she like visits, but Shannara is like, "Oh, that woman's crazy and she's terrible," and Lexi's like, "Don't talk about my mom like that." And she's like, "I'm your mom."
Yeah.
You know?
There's
Yeah.
lots of like
Lots
tongue
of
and pool
that.
with that.
Yeah.
She adapts to her dad fairly
Mm-hmm.
instantly. It was kind of weird. He like looked at her and he was like, "I don't know if I should hug you." Like, and she's like looking at him like, "Oh shit, like you do look like me." Sweet.
Ah, look at that. You are my dad.
You are my dad. And so the dad is like a rapper, like some type of musician, like
Yeah.
like it's clear he's all about like the chains and the clubs and the movies and like the cars. Like not a bad guy though, which I was pretty proud of Lifetime not depicting, but like he definitely just lived a different type of lifestyle.
She's like, oh yeah, you're my dad.
Yeah.
Oh, in the beginning of the movie,
Oh,
we
yeah.
forgot to talk about this. So the dad, after the baby got snatched, the dad's actually in jail. And so he goes into a room and there's like the priest or whatever, and he's like all happy, and he's like just a classic, cut up, those jail clowns.
Yeah.
He's one of those jail clowns.
He's hilarious. He's like, "What's good?" And they're like, "Your baby husband stolen." Like they're like, "You had a girl, the baby husband stolen," and he's like, "I gotta find my baby. I gotta be there for the mom." Like he like grows up really quick, and the guards are like, "You're in jail. You can't go
Right.
anywhere." Like,
We just wanted to let you know.
we wanted to have the priest let you know.
But yeah, the
yeah.
dad in real life too is actually like a pretty like funny guy. So like I was like into that dad,
Yeah,
100%,
Yeah, sure.
totally.
he was
So we flash to May 2018, so not too long ago.
Yeah.
We're at the courthouse, and Gloria's like going in for her trial or whatever, and there's a crowd like, Gloria for president. Gloria's great.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Those drive me nuts. They're like the people that come to court.
Yeah.
Like fanboys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And fangirls.
So strange.
It's or opposite, you know, like, or they're like, they're guilty. You're just like, this is the opposite of what
I wish
needs
I
to
had
happen right now.
like chanters when I had to go to court. I was so scared. I was just getting a divorce, but like it would have been nice if you guys were there.
Hey,
and,
well,
like,
you know,
we
See, that would be
support
cool.
you.
That would be cool.
That'd
Like if
be
you're just
nice.
like going to pay a parking ticket.
right.
Or they're like, you got this, dude. You got this, Drew.
So Gloria takes a stand and she's like crying and apologizing, and her lawyer's like, you know, she's just a victim of circumstance because, you know, she had her babies taken away, so she was in a dark place and she just had a miscarriage. And I'm like, this woman's gonna get off. She's totally gonna get off.
I thought for a minute she was really gonna get off. I think, did she take the plea at first? Because Kamiyah was telling her like not to take the plea.
Right. I don't think she does.
Yeah.
I might have it later in my notes.
Well, I don't. This did go to trial, so I don't think she
did.
took a plea, right?
Oh no.
Oh, then yes, she.
Yep.
I think she was offered a plea, but she didn't take it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then they like, you know, do a little production thing, and it says like Gloria, you know, got sentenced to 22 years in prison, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
It was like more than that.
Well,
It was like a little bit more than 22.
I think they asked for 22, and maybe it was more.
I think they gave her like maybe 25 or 26. It was like 18 for
Oh,
every
yes.
year.
Gloria gets 18 plus an additional 5
or something. Yeah.
for.
I can't do math.
Yeah, I don't know. Something.
So she get. Oh my god.
But Lexi / Kamiyah is like really upset that her mom's gonna be in jail for the rest of her life,
Yeah.
and she works at the diner now because she has her paperwork.
Yeah.
But then like her grandfather passes away, and like it's like everything's coming down on her
Yeah.
at once.
She had a rough time.
Yeah, and she's
yeah, that sucks.
she has this new family, but she doesn't know them. So
Yeah.
like she's like kind of spending time with them, but not really.
Yeah.
And then Lexi like FaceTimes her mom
From jail.
from jail, and she gets a pep talk because remember, Gloria is the best.
Gloria's great.
And she's like, you got to live your life, and, you know, you got to go to college and like whatever. So she's going to like move to Florida to go to college to be close to her new family. And then isn't
Yeah.
her mom also
In the Florida jail.
in Florida jail?
because-
So then she'll be close to her too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they sing a song that I'm like, I swear to God, I've heard the song and I don't know what it is.
Right.
And I was trying to Google it forever, like all the lyrics, and I was like, I couldn't find it.
Nothing.
I have no idea.
Okay.
L.O.V. It was
It was
great.
Yeah, I thought it was like a Jill Scott song or something, and I'm like, no. And
remember.
No.
who the hell is it?
I don't know. But
Yeah.
Just sing it.
I don't remember
I
it
don't
now.
remember it.
I would sing it, but I mean, I was even like Shazamming it and singing it because I
Is
swear.
it called Baby Heist?
No. No, is that one of the listed songs on the movie?
No.
I wonder when Gloria, if she'll get out early.
I
for,
think
like,
she
good
will. I think this
behavior.
movie might make her get out early
early.
because I love Gloria now.
I know. I'm like, Kim
That's very. It's
do
very
your
weird.
thing.
It's like it's super conflicting. That kind of stuff is
It
like
really
because you're like,
is.
well, I mean, she didn't hurt the kid, but you also stole someone's baby
Exactly.
for
exactly.
a long time and lied about it for
Right.
a very long time.
And here's where I think some credit is due to Niecy Nash playing the role because Niecy Nash is like a really good actress. So she's playing the dichotomy of like, I know what I'm doing is wrong, but I'm doing it for the
Right.
right reasons or something. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's not playing like a lifetime villain. She really is playing someone like who like I said, snapped and like took the baby, but then was
Yeah.
like, well, I'm going to raise the baby. And I'm going to be the best mom I can be.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I don't see it's like her being evil, but it's just like
Yeah, it wasn't a malicious story. It was like crazy because I was like, oh, I'm so ready to see like how this kidnapping went down. I remember hearing about the story a long time ago as a kid, and I think didn't it change how they like tag newborns?
Yeah,
It
totally.
like changed like the hospital game. So like
Yep.
now
Yeah,
the
there's
newborns
something
have
like
those
that.
like, you know, if you try to steal something out of a store, it has a little
Yeah.
ink tag.
The ink explodes
The ink-
all over the
It
baby.
explodes all over the baby.
Cool. You could never get it off. So if you see
Explodes on you and
if
the
you see
baby.
a purple person, they were stolen.
Stolen. Someone forgot to take the security tag
Right.
off the baby at the hospital.
Okay, so
Dive pack.
on the podcast, we either pour it up or put a cork in it. Start with Tayshawn.
I'm for sure gonna pour it up. I thought this was done so well, and like they took an interesting point of view with like making the kidnapper just like a good, relatable person.
Right.
Yeah. Also, Kim K, do your thing. Get her out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
I'm gonna pour it up myself. I
Yeah.
like that. It's. I remember the story of it,
Right.
but I did. Yeah, it is. I do like that they didn't make it into like a villain.
Mm-hmm.
It was like an evil villain
Right.
stealing babies,
Which is
Although
what
I would-
Lifetime normally does.
Although I wish they
Yeah.
had baby heist music.
Yes. I think I am also going to pour it up for this movie. I thought it was well directed, except for the one shot
Shot of
with
the lazy
with the lazy river. Too distracting.
That was my shot. That was my shot.
But the actors did a really good job.
Yes.
Maybe too good of a job because I really liked Gloria and I know I shouldn't have.
know.
And it was just interesting. I mean, maybe it was the writing also it was told from like Gloria's perspective.
Yeah.
So that also made it kind of favor her as well.
Yeah.
That being said, well done directing wise, well done acting wise. The bias towards Gloria is questionable and like I don't like that.
Well,
But
do you think it was because of she had a lot to do with it?
that's what I think
or
Kamiyah or
yeah.
Lexi,
Yeah.
she was involved in the production, so of course she doesn't want her mother to be portrayed in a terrible light.
Right, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that makes complete sense. I mean, there was a whole hour documentary after it with Kamiyah telling the story, and the way she sees it, I think this is the way that she saw it from her perspective.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't told from Kamiyah's perspective.
Yeah.
It was
No,
more
not at all.
from Gloria. So
Right.
it was interesting. It was very interesting. And I like that it got all the POCs in there. I mean,
Yes.
it was all POC and the highest rated Lifetime movie in like a year or two.
That's great.
That's a way
Sounds
to
good.
start a Black History Month, even though it's happening in January.
Yes. Well, you know, it's our Black History Month.
Yeah.
And also, like, a lot of Black people watch Lifetime, okay?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's give them
Yeah.
some stuff to watch because it's not all about the pretty blonde woman getting poisoned or whatever.
No,
Yeah.
it's not all
That's
about
another episode.
Right.
That will come. So yes, pour it up from all of us. So sorry, I did not have this prepped, but I'll stall until I do. So we have
right, and you're gonna get the next segment. It's a favorite segment.
oh my god,
We got it.
we got it. It's coming.
True crime.
I don't know.
crime,
It
guys.
just like closed on me. So, we're back in 2020. Okay, here we go. What you say, Candace, Cameron, Bure. On my wedding day, catch the bouquet. Candace hates the gays. Candace, Cameron, Bure. Drinking rosé, eating creme brulee. Can't share with me. Candace, Cameron, Bure. Yeah. What you say, Candace, Cameron, Bure.
Yeah.
God, I love that song.
I'm
Still, now you go.
okay. Candace, Cameron, Bure.
Hey, we're rusty. We haven't done it in a while.
Whoa.
Man, that
you
song
know.
is such a cheek clapper. Like, I swear.
Okay. Yes, music video 2020. We're
Yes.
making it happen. I don't know how. I think Tim Petrowski is a director. I can get him to do it. He has a good camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I have a good camera.
Oh, you have a good camera?
Anyone have an iPhone 11?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just shoot it real quick. I need some flowy drapes. And that's about it.
That's about it. Just flowy drapes.
So Candace, interestingly enough, she took a social media break while we took a break.
Huh.
Coincidence? I don't think so.
That's
I
interesting.
think she did it on purpose.
Yeah.
So Candace has been back on Instagram. She had a bunch of stuff. I think she. We'll just go play the clip because I don't really remember what it is. Here we go.
It's my first story back since Christmas. Oh no. I think I'm getting sick. Are you guys sick?
Yes.
It's going around big time here. I wanted to tell you that I am going to be live commenting. I'm going to be live answering your questions on @FullerHouse. I'm posting it right here tomorrow at 11 a.m. West Coast time. All your questions that you have on Fuller House, and specifically the episode I directed about Kimmy's 4 dates. So join me there tomorrow.
Okay.
And don't worry, you.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. So, she directed an episode of Fuller House, which is great. Good for you.
Okay.
But I love that she is back. When we're back, she was
Yes.
sick. I was sick. I had 2 sinus infections over this month.
I had a cough. I don't know. I had the.
You still do?
Snots. I still do have
You
a
have
cough.
the snots. I got a sinus infection after we got back from your wedding, and
Yeah,
then they thought
me
that I
too.
had a blood clot in my lung. I don't.
Jesus.
It was, thank God I have health insurance. It
Yes.
was like,
Yeah.
I just got a statement for it. It was about $9,000 worth of like nothing, and I was still sick
Yeah.
for like weeks.
Uh-huh.
So I'm
Oh.
finally recovering.
Yeah, me too.
And then they have the freaking coronavirus
I know, everywhere.
everywhere.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's like
fine.
whatever, but
I just don't want to be sick again. Like
no. We're done being sick. We're back.
Yes.
We're recording our podcast.
No
We're
more.
live.
No more.
Strong.
We're strong. We can do this.
Yeah.
So, Candace, to your question, yeah, we were sick too.
Yeah.
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 So-
When she's
sick.
like, "Did you guys sick?" I'm like, she was talking to us.
I know. She
Yeah.
I
was.
feel
She
like
knew.
I feel like she was talking to us, but only us.
Yes. On my ass. I've been so tired. I mean, I drank a whole nitro and
And nothing.
I feel normal.
I feel nothing.
I feel normal. I feel like I'm ready for a strong cider now.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Okay. So that wraps up this episode. Pluggy time. Tayshawn, do you have anything to plug in the pluggy time?
I'm like taking it easy for once in my life. But I'm gonna plug a beauty blogger on Instagram who also has albinism. Her name is J Renee, and she just came out with like blonde eyelash extensions for people with albinism. Like my lashes are actually blonde. I don't think either of you guys would ever know that because I wear mascara all the time. But it's been super cool. I've been meaning to post them on my Instagram, but like I chipped my nails, so I can't show my hands.
You can't show your hands.
No,
No.
God, no.
Absolutely not.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Okay.
God, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't show.
Drew, how about
Hideous.
you?
Hideous.
Whoa.
This still look better than mine though. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Drew But With Pants. You can also follow my band on Spotify, The Limbos. We are The Limbos. There's a Limboos with 2 O's. That's not us. You can also follow them. They are good.
And
But-
spooky.
Spooky Limboo.
Oh, you're my limbo.
I know. It's true. All right. Thank you both for being here. Thank you, listeners, for checking back in with Lifetime Uncorked. We watch these movies so you don't have to, but if you do, we'd love to hear from you. You can follow me at Patrick Miguel or the podcast at Lifetime Uncorked. Don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Cool story, Bure.
Cool story, bro.
And call us at 872-267-4117 to leave a voicemail of something you want us to cover or just to say hi.
Yeah.
I pay $5 a month for that stupid mailbox. Make it worth it.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.